everyone, Melody here with the new video. OMG. Okay, we have got to talk about this Tasha K situation because let me tell you, I have never seen her so angry before. Oh my God, she was so mad at Joe Budden. So we're going to talk about that. And speaking of Joe Budden, I'm just going to sneak in this TGIF clip because you know how I like TGIF if y'all follow me on my first channel. Let's just take a look.
Oh, yeah, messy.
This story is a mess. Joe Budden. Allegedly, there's a clip making the rounds on social media of Joe Budden saying he's bisexual. Budden also took to Twitter to tell his followers to continue to spread the word. Now, do you think he was being serious or was he just kidding? And now that he's open to guys and girls, do either one of y'all find him attractive? If he is indeed a part of the community? Do we care?
Joe Budden's not a bad looking man. I won't want him. I don't like the way he talked to Teagif and talked to Santana. His money ain't long enough to be talking crazy and be gaslighting me. And then too, don't forget that picture of him in the gym with that little old dangling. So that ain't long enough. Neither is his money long enough to be talking crazy. But
wait a minute, what picture?
Girl, you got to look up the picture, child. You got a naked picture down to the valleys, baby. He was naked in the mirror with no hang time, and then when it got out, trying to deny it was him because it was little.
Emotional damage.
We don't want you in the LGBT community. Stay over there poking them Latino women with that little old thing. Nevertheless, though, we can.
We just started the show. Oh my God.
Claudia, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the greater context, from my understanding, that Joe Budden was talking about the baby and catching backlash from the LGBTQ community. So in order to prevent the backlash, he was being facetious and said, I'm bisexual, to avoid backlash. But the gag is people in the industry saying, Negro, you ain't playing that you is a little bisexual. Negro, you ain't playing that you is a little bisexual. I don't know, but like I said, the money or the Jimmy ain't long enough. Stay on over there. Keep going over there, messing up Teagif life in Santana life.
No, don't keep messing with those ladies and don't keep beating them. Teagif said Joey may be a woman beater, but he's far from bisexual. So I think until he gets himself right, he need to not mess with nobody. And really, I didn't see a picture of that thing.
This is it.
Listen, he's found a way to stay this relevant after making only one song. Because I promise you, the only song I know is Pump It Up. Pump. I promise you. Claudia, name another Joe Budden song right now.
I don't know, but now after you mentioned about his thing looking that size, and now the song's called Pump It Up, we gonna move on.
All right. So as I'm sure most of you already know, the interview that they did together, Joe Budden hasn't put it out. I don't know at this point if he is ever going to put out that interview, but she's very upset about it. But there's something that I want to bring up. So I'm going to play the interview to start off with. So check this out.
So when we were putting together my PR run, okay, for our October 20th wine, gossip, and comedy show in Miami, everybody has been reaching out to me to do an interview. Turned down We in Miami 4 times because I'm really focusing on my brand. I don't want no one out here to create a narrative for my brand. So when I go to speak on other people's platforms, they're going to know that the brand is solidified and there's nothing you can do to change that narrative. But I said, but if I ever give that one interview, it's got to be with Black media. And I really honestly thought, because I thought long and hard that was going to be Joe Budden. I said, I could have sat down with anybody to give that one, right? Because my interview with Adam is nothing compared to what I did for Joe Budden. I said, it's got to be Black media. And he's always been very objective, in my opinion. I felt like, he didn't mind speaking out or calling out the bullshit. and being professional about it, but at the same time calling it for what it is, because he's shared some of his own, like when Rory and Mal left, I saw him go through that, and that's hard, when you both of your hosts leave you, and you got to figure out what to do. And this narrative is being spared about you. Or when Tahiri and all these other women were trying to say that he was a woman beater, right? And I never picked up those stories because I didn't believe them. I just did not believe they did, he did what they said he did at the time because, of where it came from. I'm like, there's a way that, women go about explaining domestic violence and all this. And I just didn't feel that it was coming from a great place. And I'm just telling you from what I've observed. And so I was like, with someone who's been falsely accused of things, and he's still been able to rise above all of the negativity, and he understands what it's like to be the underdog, and how you see people that you feel is not even better than you get bigger contracts than you, get treated better. Why are these streaming services lowballing me but highballing them? And I'm putting in the work day by day. I now understand why nobody really with Joe. Joe is all bark, but no bite. All bark, but no bite. Meaning he says what people want to hear to get their attention. But when it comes to putting the money on the table to pay the bill, you gonna have to be knocking on that door looking for that money. You said you was gonna do this. And he has every right to do what he wants to do with his platform. This is not what this is about. This is about him getting it out the mud, having to rebrand himself after they labeled him a drug addict, a woman beater, all of these things. But I should have known that when he said it on Drink Champs, and he said out his own mouth that when Jay-Z calls, he gets scared. And I said that to him in the interview that I did. I said, you and I, even though we're the same, but the way you move and the way I move is different. Jay-Z can't call me and tell me to bark. He can't call me and tell me to bite. Jay-Z don't pay none of y'all bills, but for you to be a black man to sit up and just bow down to this other black man, and he ain't did a motherfucking thing for you, he didn't even remember saying that. But then when I hear, he's got to comb through the interview, he's got to make sure this and make sure that, I bodied each and every one of those black men to the point that all of them said after they were done, we're winos. Tasha, you can come back here anytime you want. I sat outside and I had a conversation with this black man. I said, you know what's sad is that we cannot, as black media, stick together for the betterment of the people. And he was like, black media will never do it. Black media will never do it. And now he's literally owning up to his own words. We're black media. We're not supposed to be friends. We're not supposed to have industry colleagues to the point where it affects the work. When it starts to affect your work and your judgment, when a BBL starts to with your mind and you make bad decisions based off of outside aesthetics, and you ignore doing the right thing, but when the BBL turns around and tries to say you kicked babies out of her stomach and broke ribs, now you want the non-BBL to speak up for you.
Okay, so this next clip I'm going to play is a interview that Joe Budden was on the Breakfast Club, and they have played a clip from Esther Baxter, who is his ex, the one that was saying that she had the miscarriage because of him. So check this out.
Breathe, slamming me up against the door, like in the closet doors. He threw me on the floor, grabbing me by my wrist and sitting on my stomach for half an hour while I was 3 months pregnant. Went to the hospital where I found out that I lost my daughter.
And I go in the other room, and she's in the bed, and I said, wake it up. Wake it up. What are we gonna do? And she was just like, what do you mean? I'm asleep. Just like real real arrogant. So I dragged her out the bed. I definitely did. After a couple more lines of that arrogant talk.
By her feet, hair, arms?
No. My feet. A little light drag. Nothing.
Came home and wanted to have a conversation with Esther Baxter.
Little light
you dragged out the
off
bed.
a nice king size on a beautiful plush carpet.
Okay.
Like, please.
Okay.
So we went back and forth with the beefing for about maybe all of 4 to 5 minutes. And then I caught myself. It's like, all right, you bugging. And I went in the master bedroom, and I sat by the balcony, and I just smoked a cigarette.
Nope, you dragged her off the bed, Joe, and you sat on her stomach and held her down so she could hear you. Come on.
No. She comes around the long way.
Right.
Because the house is huge. So she comes around the long way, and she's screaming and yelling at the top of her lungs. So in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, so I spazzed. So I guess it's her turn to spazz now. So I'm ignoring her. I'm still smoking. On her way out towards the door that's locked, my computer's on the bed.
Uh-oh. That's never good.
So she picks it up.
Oh, man.
And she slams it into the closet.
Wow.
So now I'm flabbergasted.
Not Joe Budden's computer.
Not my
you know what's on that
B.
computer.
She know that's my computer.
Right.
She know what that is to me.
She knows push the button. She knows how to push the button.
I'm still kind of in shock.
Right.
So then she threw it in the closet, and as she's walking out, because she got to go through the closet to get out.
Right.
She picks it up again.
And does it again.
And she does it again.
Damn.
I jumped up like Thor.
Right.
Or Iron Man or somebody.
Right. Objection, Your Honor. Watch your mouth.
And I ran so fast into that closet, because the closet is like the size of a room.
Right.
And I ran in there, and I hemmed up, and I said, yo, are you out of your mind?
How did she get all the bruises?
Makeup, I don't know.
Come on, Joe.
I'm telling you.
So the police will call you arrested that day.
Listen, slow down, because it gets crazier than that. So we're in the closet, and I got her pinned against the wall.
Right.
Like, and I asked her if she's crazy about 3 to 4 times, but she's kicking and she's punching and she's swinging. So as I got her hemmed, I got to try to like back up off her, but she's still going, and her stamina is unbelievable, and mine's isn't.
Right.
So I put her on the ground. I don't throw her on the ground.
A pregnant woman.
But I'm much stronger than her.
All the more reason you're digging a deeper hole for yourself.
No, he
Joe.
placed her on the ground.
Listen, I'm
He's
just
saying that she's going crazy.
At no point am I saying that I haven't done anything wrong.
Okay.
And at no point am I saying that.
Okay.
But I certainly haven't done what's being said. So I put her on the ground, and I do get on top of her. Do I sit on her stomach? No.
What do you sit on, Joe?
I would like to think that I sat on what she's got. Oh, it's my mom.
No.
I got it.
Obstruction in the court.
What's
the word? Disruption in the court.
Objection, Your Honor.
Disruption in the court.
Forget it, Charlamagne.
Forget it, Charlamagne.
So Esther's got huge breasts. So I'm thinking to me, I'm sitting right underneath her breasts.
Are they?
Joe, you're not stupid.
Are they real breasts?
No, Joe. No.
Yeah, they're real.
Are they real? Okay.
They're real.
Underneath her breast.
So that's where I'm at. But listen,
underneath her breast is her stomach.
But listen. No. Listen. If she's pregnant and we just left the doctor, I know where the baby is. Number one, and number two, I'm not sitting on her applying my 194 pounds on her stomach. So I have her arms, and all of the pressure is on my 2 legs. So I'm not sitting on her at all, really. But I have her on the ground.
So like straddling her.
So I have her on the ground.
We're straightening her down, right?
And I'm saying to her, yo, chill.
Okay, so I'm just going to stop the video real quick. So here's my whole beef with this situation. So I feel like it's because of this whole beef, because you're mad because he didn't put out the video or the interview that he did with you. That's when you want to say, oh, I believe the women, and next time somebody says you're abusive, I'm going to believe it, when I feel like you honestly should have believed her in the first place. So, because here's the thing, there's been many women saying that he's abusive. It's not just one, but what it is for me is it's watching this video, seeing him, hearing him say, oh, it was just a light drag, and hearing him talk about how, you know, he sat under her boobs, but all of his weight wasn't on her because it was all on his legs and this and that. So based on the comments in the video, a lot of people are saying that he's abusive, and I'm just gonna say allegedly. But I feel like, why is it taking you beefing with him to say, oh, well, next time somebody says you're abusive, I'm gonna believe it? And it kind of reminds me of the whole T.S. Madison situation. So if you remember that post that she did about Michelle Atielian basically apologizing, and here's the whole thing with that, like, you know, as much as I want to hate on it because I don't like Michelle Atalian because the way she comes after Claudia and Q, you know, if she wants to apologize and move forward, then, you know, I can't really hate on that. You know, I say that's great, you know, if they could be on good terms. But my thing is, why is it taking you beefing with T.S. Madison, and then that's when you want to go and apologize to her? So I feel like had she not been beefing with T.S. Madison, that this would have never came about. And so it's like, okay, well, if you really want to be apologizing to somebody and try to be cool, you need to be trying to be cool and apologize to Cardi B, because, you know, once again in this video, she's talking smack about her all over again, when I want to say she did a post saying that she wasn't going to be talking about her anymore. But anyway, let me go ahead and play the rest of this video for y'all.
This is the type of nigga that Joe Budden is, and I honestly regret sitting down with him and giving him that one interview that would shake social media so bad that it shook his fake ass in that lace shirt with his belly sitting over his dick. That he did exactly what the BBL told him to do, because just like every other weak ass black man, they choose over bills. I want y'all to clip this. Yes, angry, black, bald head. That's what I want you to clip. And I honestly regret giving him the interview that I should have gave that cracker Adam 22 when he had the intelligence to read my case, instead of me sitting down with a black man that is supposed to have my back when I'm supposed to have his back, when Latino women are out here saying that he's breaking ribs and kicking babies out of their stomachs. Then you want the black woman to come sit in court and picket for your bitch. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. And you wonder why black people don't get ahead. We want to try to mask it and blame crackers. But no, it's your jealous bitch. And you want us to settle. That's why you chose a black woman. Shout out to Melissa Ford. But let me say something. I said this to her. You chose Melissa Ford for that platform because she would never stand up to your bitch. You are the type that hates women with a So when they cry and say, oh, somebody did this to me, you feel sorry for the until the rabbit got the gun on your calling you a drug addict, calling you a woman beater. But you innocent. But you ain't take the time to read my case. Ain't never picked up the mother court documents. You just believe that she got a BBL and the same bitch to turn around and say you kicked the baby out her stomach. Oh yes, I'm gonna push this cracker above you. And I will never in my life ever consider color or expect a black man such as yourself to have a black woman's back. And the next time these get up to say you beat their ass, I'ma believe them. The same way you believe that. Now head over to No Jumper and you watch that interview and you get to know Tasha K and everything I built myself with my black African husband who's not afraid to stand up to no nigga, including you. You fake. You fake. All talk, no backbone.
All right. Well, let me know what you think about what she had to say, because, oh my gosh, I think this one tops that interview, or that, not the interview, the video she did about T.S. Madison, because she was mad in that one too. But this one, I don't know, she really went off. Okay, now also, she didn't put any names, she didn't say any names on it, but basically the way I took it is she's saying like, hey, you're messing around with all these Latina women, and the same Latino women that are saying you're beating them, whenever they say you beat them, you want a Tasha K to advocate for you, but you're letting those same women call the shots, like Cardi B. Cardi B saying, don't put that video out. I don't want that video out. So you're listening to her. But when those same type of women say that you are laying hands on them, then you want someone like Tasha K to advocate for you. That's what it seems to me like she's saying. So let me know what you think about that. And also, do you think that at some point Joe Budden will put that interview out, or do you think he's just gonna get rid of it entirely? So let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye.